It's a new day, it's a new week, new streaming week for me. It's me, 5XP, and we're here just finishing up those stormtroopers, those snow troopers. We've done so much work on these guys already, but I want to take a look at that base right now. See if we can't get Aziz to look real close on the progress on that ice. Come on. Let's focus on that ice now. There we go. This is the Crackle Winterfell or Winterfall Crackle paint. And I just think it looks awesome. I am so pleased. Super pleased. So we're going to be continuing these guys. We got to finish some boots. We got to finish some satchels, backpacks. We got to do the flame units. So with the little resin bits, and we did the oxidized, muzzle barrel last week off camera. We're gonna try to finish these as much as possible. We'll do the flame today as well. We have a lot of them to finish. But first, let's do some mail call. Oh my goodness. So, very, very excited about this one. So, because I had such a good time with that Crackle paint, I went out and grabbed a couple more. Right? So we were talking about the Badlands one for the lava plates that I saw somebody do. I'll give credit to them if I can find them again. But yeah, there's a really cool way to do lava plates for that bases. And then the Martian Earth, we're gonna use, so my son bought a bunch of those new ARF troopers. We're gonna do some Geonosian ARF troopers, so we're gonna use the Martian Earth. And then of course, Tatooine Mudcrack, Mojave Mudcrack. So we're gonna use this on some of those bases. And honestly, I hope it becomes a staple, on my terrain bits, because it's gonna look amazing. And like I said, went out and bought the snow and the sprinkles to play around with on these snow bases. I went back and found that if you didn't do 100% coverage on the base with the Crackle, it really was obvious. So those big splotches like here, here, maybe a little bit there, and then nothing else, it really was obvious. So that meant that if I didn't go back with the Crackle paint on all of it, then I would have to put snow everywhere that the Crackle was not. And that's just probably too much. That's more than I was thinking to do with these guys, so I think the snow should be sparse. So I got this, and the last time I did Vallejo snow, so I'll cracking these open maybe today. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? I'd like to get them all done today. So snow, Crackle, and then we got our new Kingdom Death shipment in. So we got. Now this mini, maybe get built. I don't know. But Griswoldan came with some really awesome beta gear. So, which I find very fun. So this specifically is when you depart with Quixotic, and if you have a shield or a sword in your gear grid, then you get an extra bonusy thing. So this kind of circumstantial departure fun, I find really cool and engaging. So I'm looking forward to getting that stuff to the table. Then of course, a couple people were saying that it always came with the Devoted and the Enduring Legacy, but I don't remember that. So this is the Till Death Do We Part miniature set. I would call it a set because it's 2 minis. And it comes this time apparently with a thematic base. And I wanted to show that in case a certain someone who was not complaining, so to speak, but maybe tad whingy. Here is that thematic base. Right, come on, Aziz. So they're a big fan of the anime style whoosh, you know, dusting. So that's kind of what this is. It's basically just a standard face plate with some whooshing going on, right? That's about it. It's not as cool as I thought it was gonna be. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know, it's better than nothing, better than these things. So they did give me the option to put the individual survivors on individual bases. I'm not sure about that. I think the thematic base is probably where they're gonna go. But if you're not a person who's painting and you want to use these minis in the game, which I'm not sure if I would recommend because they're resin and brittle, go right ahead, put them on individual bases. But here's the thing I wanted to look at. When I was really surprised that this thing came as like a settlement event sized card. I've got some water on my table. It's huge. And I thought this would just be innovation sized. So that came as a shock, personally. Good lord, why is this wet? So prototype event. When your settlement innovates partnership, select a specific one. A bonding principle, either enduring legacy or devoted union. And that's basically what you get. And basically just changes partnership a bit. So let's see what this is. So partnership is, yeah, you use 2 endeavors, they gain partner. And this one is, you can only nominate each other for intimacy, that's standard. When the other partner dies, gain a disorder, got it. Children of partners may inherit 1 point of a positive attribute and 1 fighting art from among their parents. They gain these benefits when parents give birth or adopt. I didn't know that was a thing. During the settlement phase, partners may adopt an unnamed survivor that has never departed the settlement. Survivors may only inherit from parents once per lifetime. When partners have 3+ children, their family is complete. They retire and stop having children forever. Okay. Or we have devoted union, which is during the survivor's turn, when you and your partner are within range of a monster, you may perform a combined attack once per round. Combined attack is partners each spend. Oh, right, there's a tornado drill today. It's a drill. Don't need it to go anywhere. Right, so they each spend their act to activate a weapon. They simultaneously make attack rolls, determining hits based on their individual accuracy. Draw hit locations for all hits. Resolve hit locations one at a time. Partners choose which survivor attempts to wound each location, including the trap. Each partner may not make more wound attempts than the number of their attack rolls. Obviously. Right on. I see benefits to both. So that's pretty cool, but it's weird that it's not a standard innovation sized card to me though. But I guess this is one of those things you can just prop up, you know, at the table as a reminder. I don't know. But either way, I loved beta content recently. Keep going, Poots and company. Lurv it. All right. So where should we start? Backpacks. So boots. We've got, let's go over this kind of thing. So what's left to do? So they're wraps, they're leg wraps. I'm gonna do this satchel as well right here on the side. They're backpacks I'm doing as a gray. You know, we got some blips and boops to put, you know, red or blue lights on. And there were a couple people who their holstered weapon was not painted black. I gotta go back and do that. Besides that, I'm really a big fan of these guys. I don't think I have to do too much. That's the whole point of that wash. That Lamy medium wash is that you shouldn't have to do too much. I could probably go back with some white to really highlight, but I don't. These guys are not fresh off the mint. They are used and abused soldiers of the Empire. I think there are some, I do need to go back and do some black. I missed some spots. Or like we talk about the contrasts and speed paints. If there's a bubble, the paint won't form, and then the bubble will pop, and there will be a gap of paint. So I'll have to go back and do that. I'll probably save the flames and the bases, like the snow that I plan on doing, for a bit later on. But how is everybody doing today? That's going to be a good day today, I think. Any day is a good day when you can potentially finish a whole crap load of batch painted armies and get them out the dang door. Am I right or am I right? Or am I right? Right? Right. Everything's green across the board out there, though. I hate to hear about me being Max Headroom out there, so you see something, say something. Otherwise, let's get to work. Quit your yapping. Let's get to work. Got some music to listen to. But yep, welcome to Tuesday Paint and Chat. I don't mind my lurkers, you guys know that. So you're welcome to just hang out. Watch an eBay Pro Painter. Actually, you know what? I want to go back and get those guns that I missed. Who's got them? Who's got them? Who's got them? Okay, so any riflemen? So the riflemen have a holstered weapon. Got his. Did not get yours. And anybody in the emplacement. Yeah, I missed the emplacement guys' guns as well, so let's start with these guys. And what about, yeah, and the torch guys. Yeah, I missed his weapon as well. And his weapon as well, so okay. Well, these guys need an extra bit of love and care. Had my hockey tournament this weekend, and I am amazed at how much I'm not hurting compared to last year. Last year I think was a bit more of a physical tournament. This year was not that bad. We went 2-1. Yeah, and our goal differential was, I don't know. Let's see. The first game we lost 3-2. Next game we won 11-0. Next game after that we won 5-2. Our goal differential was amazing, but that first game that we lost, we were up 2-0 with count them, 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 28 seconds left. So I come off from my shift. Let the next guy, we were running 3 centers and two lines of wings. And so I did my shift, came off, you know, going for stinking air, right? Gasping for air, just working my tail off. And then we got scored on. The same group stays out there. Right off the face-off, the other team just pokes it past the defense, breaks in, scores on a breakaway. All right, now we're tied. It's like, oh, you gotta be, oh, shitting me. I mean, just absolute Absolute disaster. Then they change lines, the next center goes, and a fluky bounce goal, they just threw it at the net and it went off one of our defenders. So we went from winning to losing in a blink of an eye, and I'm just sitting on the bench going, you gotta be kidding me, I worked hard for this freaking win and we lose in pure... I mean, that's what we did all season. It's just losing the last 2 minutes of the game when we were up. So it was pretty typical, unfortunately, of our team this year. And that the other team ended up going to the championship. So that sucked, because we knew if we beat them, we were going to the championship based on the quality of our tournament draws. So that hurt a bit. So we drowned our sorrows. Watched Formula 1 qualifying. Got up the next day, played again. Got up the next day, played some more. I didn't have a bad tournament. I had a pretty decent tournament. I think everybody's pretty excited about next year. This was our first year as a team together, so you know, a lot of new people, a lot of getting used to, you know, players, trying to develop chemistry over the season. I think everybody's pretty happy with the way the season went, though, even if we didn't get anywhere. Bummer. It happens. At least this year we don't have to, like, seriously just sit there and stare at our cups at the bar going, my God, we're on a horrible team. We're on a horrible team. Oh my God, we're on a horrible team. Which was the case for several years. And we got a little charity tournament here in probably a month. Actually, it's a month and a half. So I've got time to rest my old man bones. Make sure I try to get back in shape. All this last year, I was dealing with my knee, right? Because remember I had surgery on my knee and really wasn't doing a lot of work, you know, outside of the games. I was basically just a weekend warrior, trying not to put too much pressure on that darn knee. But now that I'm feeling real good, it's off-season time. Oh, baby. Looking forward to losing a stone. Getting my knees back into plyo perfect shape. I'm a very happy man. Anybody else out there got some season-ending hockey tournaments you guys already done? I wonder if Necro will show up today. Sent some pictures on Discord. Don't forget to join Discord if you're interested in looking at before and afters and progress pictures and whatnot of minis. Sent a picture of his lion. So I thought that was cool. He's finally getting progress on that. His Giga Lion for Kingdom Death. Said, now what if you're finishing it, now what am I gonna rag on you about? This has been like the thing. It's like, Where's your giggle eye? Where's your giggle eye? Where's your giggle eye? Gotta find something else. Ooh, that was not the best brush stroke, was it? And yesterday, the weather was decent here in Indy. Weather was decent. Come on, Uzzies, focus up. So I got to air out a bunch of my equipment. And I did the, was it spa day? People are calling them spa days now. For like laundry. So I did a spa day for my hockey equipment. Oh, oh my gosh. That was awful. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these spa days, but people do like a picture of like the water. And they're disgusting, like soak water from their spa day where they, you know, soak something that really needs to be cleaned. Well, mine was a bit too much. It's just like, how the hell does this stuff get dirty? You're just on ice. But it does, man. It just, your stuff just gets so gross. So, gotta do these spa days every season. Sometimes, some people do them at, you know, at the midpoint of the season as well. Mine don't get that dirty, but yeah, now my stuff's clean. I do need to get some new gear. I gotta get some new gloves, gotta get new elbow pads. My pant girdle is, I mean, the company that made it, it's not even around anymore. So I probably should get a new one. It's kind of, the fabric's kind of deteriorating a little bit. Noticed a couple holes this weekend. So I'll have to get some of that. Let's see what else. I think my skates are good, my shin pads are good. I don't think I'm gonna need too much. Hop on like Sideline Swap or something. It's a nice website where you buy something nice and new and it doesn't really do it for you. And you can, you know, trade it out. But you usually can't take this stuff back to the store. Still trying to get my son to put together as Ahsoka. I really want to paint that model, but he's got to build it. He did finish his ARFs, right? Based them, so now I can prime them and paint them. But I think Ahsoka needs to get done. Right there. Holstered weapons complete. Oversight remedied. But not having hockey every weekend, that's gonna freeze up some time, but I'm gonna have to figure out what am I gonna do with my life. What else was I gonna do? I got to go back and patch up the big cannons. Some of these guys have big gaps of white on the underside. What are you guys painting today? Is this a paint along? You guys painting along with me? I can't assume it's the same thing, but... yeah, you're not going to get a very good view of me painting the underside of this, sorry. Did I get it? I think I got that one. Well, I have to put up a poll as far as which group of minis I'll attempt to start after these snowies. There are many. So just patching up the big guns here. A couple mistakes here and there, but for the most part they're good. What about these boxes? Couple mistakes. All right, what do you think next? Boots or backpacks? Boots or backpacks? Probably do snow at the very, very end. All right, we'll do boots. All right, let's take a look. How do I want to do this? I think what I wanted to do, I don't know if you can really see it super clearly. See how he has these little wraps on his leg? So it looks like underneath, like the boots are one color, and then there are these maybe darker leather straps that keep the legs like sealed from the weather. I don't know. I wanted it just a little bit darker of a cream. Well, I'm just not sure I'm getting it. I might have to put a wash on this or something. That's really darn similar to the rest of that stuff. What do I have that's slightly better than that? Desert yellow. Brown sand. Or do I wash? I think that's probably a little bit more of what I'm looking for on this side. So I'm going to switch over to that. And then I'll do more of a brown for the buckly straps, so to speak. I don't know. You know, I'm gonna have to take a moment to look at some Canon photomographs. I know I have a couple photos of Noes. You know, it looks like some of those straps are white. Oh, but then I look at that official action figure, and his boots are definitely a darker tan. Very, very skeleton bone. Just maybe like a thicker application of it. And so are his boots, according to that. Yeah, the boots are definitely a little bit darker. Not sure if they're this dark, though. Like this dark. Maybe I need to blend those two a little bit. Let's see what I can come up with. Maybe a little bit more like that. Yeah, let's try that. This poor little guy going shoe shopping. Alright. Third time's a charm. I think that's better. I think I like that one. Probably could go even just a tad bit lighter. This poor guy. And it is the boots as well. So I'll have to figure out how I want to do that, or if I want to. Did I bring my guy from the last batch I did up here? I don't think I did. I think that's the color. It's just a little bit darker. Nothing huge. I do think his boots are the same color. And I think I said I wanted to even try a satchel on this guy, but I might do the satchel a little bit darker. Just some other fun detail that pops out on the model, that's all. Ooh, that's still a bit off on his other leg that had the heavier paints. This guy might just have a mismatched boot call it a day because I don't want to spend too much more time on this one stinking guy. I'll never get anything done. Get out of here. You done? Anybody have any cool things to talk about? Like their weekend being more amazing than the time you saved those old people from that nursing home fire? You guys got something to talk about. There you go. Oh yeah, so who saw the Friday stream with the Elder Scrolls board game? Yeah, I was gonna mention that. So there was a mega 5 XP moment in the end of that stream. Huge 5 XP moment where I just apparently had some kind of mental disruption and forgot something pretty major. So it's like the bad guy was basically immune to any damage unless it was adjacent. The whole battle, I was playing that. I was doing that rule properly. Then, right at the end, I moved the guy one step away and then totally spaced that I had to be adjacent to him to do damage, and I was just like, I'll just do all these cool skills, that'll be easy, and yay, I won. I didn't win. All right, if I go back, I might have to redo that a little bit, or I'll just give myself a bunch of heavy fatigue. But oopsies. Whoopsies. So I basically did damage to him when I wasn't adjacent. Sorry. Playing solo has its difficulties. When there's nobody there to go, whoa, dude. Can't do that. So I'll have to give myself a slap on the wrist penalty. Or some way to kind of make up for the fact that I totally botched that last round of combat. Oh, that was rough. But now that I don't have hockey, I'm gonna have to start figuring out what I'm doing on my weekends. I need to get my D&D group scheduled. I think that's one of the biggest things I need to do this week, is figure out what days I can do that. I'm still trying to figure out when I can do the Big Trouble in Little China bonus stream. My mates aren't going to be here when I usually stream, so we're going to do that on a weekend. If you're not familiar, be like, hey, at 5 XP, what you talk about? There's a board game. I don't think it's Everything Epic. I think it's something else. Somebody else did it. I don't remember. But it's Big Trouble in Little China board game. and it's a lot of fun. So I want to get a play of that on stream. So if you're wondering, no, the flame units do not come with these cool resin flame attachments. That's a resin bit that I bought on Green Stuff World. Definitely adds some immersion. But I would highly recommend getting them if you're going to make flame units. They are not very expensive, and they are so cool. Alright, now we're starting to flow a little bit here. Finally starting to move with some pace. Good gravy. Yeah, it's tough when you're doing batch armies and whatnot, and you just feel like you're not making any progress. Watched that Eternity movie this weekend with my wife. It reminded me a lot of that like 80s movie. I can't remember the name of it right now, where like the guy dies and you know they go to that like Afterlife Junction train area or whatever, and he has to like go to court to defend like whether he can go to the afterlife or if he has to go back and do it again. And then he meets like Meryl Streep and falls in love and finds his courage or whatever. I can't remember what the name of that movie is, but so this new one is Elizabeth Olsen, and it's the theme of this one. They just put a little twist on it, where she apparently was married before. That husband died, and she remarried and had a big long life with the next husband, and apparently there's like a whole, you have to choose what you're going to do for eternity, and the husbands are all like, well no, you need to spend eternity with me, and at the same time. So the whole thing is like she has to choose. Instead of going and doing whatever she wants, she has to do what the man tells her. But it's a cute comedy about relationships and whatnot. But I thought that it was not a heavy movie. It was not even heavy in emotions or thought. It was just a fun little flick. So if you're looking for a date night movie, it's a fun one. But I would almost recommend it for couples that have been around, or not around, but like you know, together for a while. I'm really sure that the premise would be worth it for any fresh people, like just looking for a movie to watch on the couch, you know what I mean? It's one where the longer the relationship, I think the more the movie would make sense. The heck is that movie called? The one I'm thinking of. The old, like, 80s movie. It's on the tip of my tongue. Does anybody know what that one's called? Anybody got the Mr. the Google up and can make that check? Like Second Chances or something. I can't remember what it was. It's not new. Oh my gosh, I got so many of these guys. I'm gonna need some more of this. What did I end up using? Skeleton bone with a dash of brown sand. I gotta watch the weather today as well because I've got all my hockey equipment outside. Trying to air out from my spa day since it's all soaking wet. There is a slight chance of rain today. So I gotta make sure that the whole point of me putting it out there to dry isn't lost. Because I do that a lot. One of my nicknames for my wife is Rain Man. So I like to leave the windows down on the cars, only for them to get rained in. So yeah, I'm not good with that. Be like, oh no, it doesn't look like it's gonna rain. I don't think the heavy stuff's coming down for quite a while. Soaked car later. Yeah, special. Weather all right where you guys are? It was nice yesterday. It was real nice. Did spend a lot of time just sitting. just sitting down. Not playing hockey, not running, not lifting, not anything. Just sitting. And it was everything I hoped it would be. You know what I mean, where you just thinking work your tail off for a while and then you just want to sit down. And that's pretty much what I did yesterday. And unfortunately, it's one of those things where I had the opportunity to get some things done and didn't, so now I gotta put it, do it some other time. Yeah. Don't put off today what until tomorrow what you can do today kind of thing. But I didn't want to. Dang. Again, this is one of those things where I didn't put this model together, and now access to it is a bit difficult. I think this one's going to get quite a bit of snow to cover up all the crap I can't get to. I'm excited to get this stuff to the table, though. Man, it's been a while since I played. My friend is really excited. He thinks things are looking real good, and he wants to do a Hoth battle. He's got a Hoth-themed, not Republic, but a Rebel force. So he's really excited for me to finish this crap. He's over there tapping his watch like Judge Judy, making sure it gets done sometime soon. Today, Junior. I'm excited to try these two new snow terrain mixes. The AK Snow and the AK Snow Sprinkles. Curious to try those out. If you've had any experience with either of these products, please chime in. Let me know if there's something I need to be paying attention to. My dispersal of such product. The snow sprinkles, according to what I've seen, are supposed to be more like ice bits, but not, you know, not clear. So should have a little bit more icy texture, maybe a little stickier. You know, obviously the snow, I imagine it's just gonna act like any other dirt. Who knows? We're gonna find out. And if you see anything you think I should change or do differently, shoot a suggestion in the chat. If you see, or if you think that I need a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that. I love comments, criticisms. I've changed a bunch of stuff from, you know, comments from the peanut gallery. Why not? I'm not dead set on pretty much anything with these guys. Yeah, but these aren't, you know, any competition pieces, as you know I like to say. They're just tabletop fun pieces. So I'm not looking for anything fancy here, I just want to get them done. So many! What do we count them at? A total of 22 pieces here. So three units worth plus emplacements. I have not been painting on them other than what I've been doing on stream, so if you're like, man, is he still doing those? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. And I did not prepare much for this stream today because, like I said, all I did yesterday was sit, and it was amazing. Drink a bunch of water to rehydrate. Holy cow. Yeah, last year we did what was it? A Bloody Mary bar in the locker room. This time we did a taco bar. Yeah, everybody bringing like crock pots of this and that into the locker room. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. We're gonna try to do it maybe out in the parking lot after, or the lobby area, but it was kind of raining. It kind of sucked. It was funny, like we're trying to tell like family and friends, like, yeah, come on in, we're gonna have some tacos. Like, oh, tacos, wait, where? In the locker room? Well, never mind. You want me to go into a hockey locker room, which I'm sure smells amazing, and have tacos. They're not on the floor. They're not on the floor. They're not in Joey's jockstrap. I mean, it's got a table. We got a proper table. But it was just funny trying to convince people and watch their face just like go, I think I'll just stay here. That was pretty funny. Not sure if we'll do it next year, but it's just something fun to be doing. Different fun things at the end of the season in the locker room. We also had one of those hot dog steamers, not like a big rollers that you see at the gas stations or anything. Just how do I describe it? Basically, you put like beer or water in the reservoir on the bottom. You put the dogs on top of that, and then, you know, in like 15 minutes they're done. So we put some dogs in the steamer at the first intermission, and in the second intermission they were done, and we brought them out. Our goalie comes over, He grabs a hot dog, starts eating it. Referee comes over and goes, "What the hell are you guys doing?" You gave him a hot dog. He's like, "Oh, thanks." Other team was not so happy about that, but don't care. They weren't happy because we were kicking the ever living piss out of them. I think the hot dogs and being like not competitive, like, yeah, whatever, we're just gonna sit here and have dogs since we're bored. Just pissed them off even more. But yeah, whatever. We had fun. Next time, don't be on a crappy team. For context, that was our old team that we left because it was crappy. So there's a little bit of no sympathy on my part to their plight. So my buddy and I endured several years of that team and just couldn't take it anymore. No matter how much we begged and pleaded with the captain of that team, they wouldn't do anything. Wouldn't go recruit, wouldn't drop people that really, really shouldn't be in the league. So we took action and they got pissed about it, but whatever. They lost all their best players. They're surprised. And then we kicked the crap out of them, 11-0 in the playoffs. Could have run up the score more, but chose not to. I scored the 11th goal and I immediately was like, sorry, sorry. But I was standing on my heels, like not even forechecking as F2, just, you know, just preventing passes. And they passed it right to me, like they headmanned it, and it just went right to my tape. And I just put it to my forehand and snapped it past the goalie. And then I immediately looked, I was like, oh, sorry. You could just hear the bench on the other team go, God, really? 11? I immediately was like, sorry. Because I don't want anybody to kick my butt 11-0 and then keep putting it in. But at the same time, you passed it right to me. You should be punished a little bit. You should feel shame. That's that age-old question is like, okay, well, we could sit here in Harlem Globetrotter it, like passing around you, like just playing a giant game of keep away. Or we can play the game. You know, sorry that the score's so bad, but my gosh. Would you rather us do this or what? Like, it's hard to not just score when we can walk in and score at will. Not even, like, pass and make amazing plays. Just walk in right past you. It's hard. Like, hey, we came to play hockey. And at that point, we were already pretty much eliminated because the Friday game was against the team that basically, if we won, we were in the championship because our bracket was so weak. And, you know, if they win, they're going to be in. And since we blew it against them, it was just basically us having fun the rest of the tournament. Boots and boots and boots and boots. Oh my gosh. I think I got a little bit of my rule on that one. Probably should take one of those breaks here soon, right? Actually, now's not a bad time since I gotta do this. So thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna take just a moment or two just to stretch my legs. You know, give myself a little bit of break so I'm not just sitting the whole time hunched over. But so I'll just be, 2-3 minutes. Be back, continuing these darn snowies. Progress. But other than that, I'll see you guys in just a few. Come back, do some more, chitty chat more. Alright, see you in just a few. For these snowies, got a couple of these dewbacks. Looking forward to getting on the table. Primed and ready. That's definitely one of the things I want to use this new Mojave mud crackle paint. Do some bushes and some Crackle Desert. Let's go. So. Yeah, thanks everybody. Appreciate those views, appreciate those follows, likes, subscribes, and bells, and whistles, and all those are the things. Appreciated, not required. I'm doing this for me. Happy to have you along for the ride. I think putting on the snow effects is going to be so fun. A little bit overzealous. Oh no. And it goes through the cracks. That's hilarious. Oh, I know that. No, this guy's getting snow right on his boot. Yeah, somebody asked me, I was like, oh, is there a proper order? I probably would not do the ice stuff until you finish baking. But we're doing a test. Figured, right, just keep going. See people doing bases painting all the time. I probably would do it differently next time. Just personal preference. Getting closer to not doing anymore. Boots are boring. Next one's gonna be backpacks. Those have a little bit more detail. Well, at least the base coat, not so much. But good building out there. You building Legion or are you building 40K or something else? I did a massive build. Weeks of just building. Now I've got a big giant pile of unpainted plastic. I say that like I have it now. It's not always have a giant pile of unpainted plastic. That's a perpetual thing. Seem to do them in waves, shifts. Build a bunch, prime a bunch, paint a bunch. I rarely do just one thing. 6 left. There's 6 pairs of boots left. Let's be real. We'll do a more final countdown when I won the last couple, and we're doing the final adjustment. Now, the game I'm playing on Fridays doesn't even have any minis. It's just poker chips, and health chips, dice. There's nothing to paint at all. It's exactly a typical board game for me. So nothing to paint for that one. Benefits to that. Wait till I'm done painting. Paint playing gray. Don't play gray. On a couple of stores last night to just see what AMG is putting out recently. It's been a minute since I've looked at any of the new stuff for Star Wars Legion. How much do I really need anything new? Ooh, it's gonna be... No, my wife said. That's not even. But there's some really cool stuff. Like, I'm gonna have to get probe droids. So that's iconic. I've been using some like old Wizards of the Coast probe droids just for like terrain. But to have actual probe droids be just thematically BA. And I have separatists like a CIS army as well. General Grievous and a bunch of droids, so just came out with these wheel bikes. There's the same figures, right? So still Grievous, but he's on a wheel bike. Do I need that? I'm sure I need that. I'm sure I really must have it. If I'm honest, I don't even know. Even if that's on sale, do I need it? Man, be on sale, I need. Somebody's gonna get it. It was on sale. Can you imagine my stuff in someone else's house? It's a great show. Have to get it. It was on sale. Some of that stuff's a bit weird. Instead of doing the new units, they just version of some other units that it already has, saying, make custom versions, official versions. More stuff, cool stuff, whatever. Somebody likes it more than me. I can only assume they did some kind of market research, right? Masses said we want this, they did it. You hope that's the way those things work. Right? Oh. Come on, Aziz, what you doing? There you go. If you're new, my camera, here he's talking to Aziz, that's my cameraman. Aziz, focus. He's a mythological figure. No. little break. I did check. It is not raining, so that's good. We'll know what equipment. My water heater went out over the weekend, so while I was playing, had to have somebody come out, take a look. What are they going to say? No, it looks great. They're going to say, oh, it's awful. You need a new one. Quoted me $8 billion. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I think I actually did quote me $3,800 to $4,500 to replace the water. And I just looked at it because I was gone when he was here. My wife, of course, just taking advantage of her and the fact that her water heater's out. I think we're desperate or something. $3,800 to replace the water. Just a basic 50-gallon family water heater. I just looked at that thing and said, shh. Went elsewhere, got a quote for half. Called them, got it installed yesterday. It's like, you really think you're the only people out there you can just need to charge people double? But I know things are tough out there, but making it tougher for everybody so it's easier for you. Their profit on that would have been ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Taking advantage of other people's moments of weakness and hardship. Shame on you, sir. Shame. So they haven't called to say, hey, are you going with us? If they do, it'll be like, no, we already got one. Thanks, talk to you later. And it's because that's the company that we have like a maintenance plan through. You think that the company that you have a maintenance plan through would be like, well, you're already our customer. We should probably just, keep you. It's so much easier. Oh well. Now they get to maintain and do service calls. Somebody else installed. Too bad for that. I ain't paying no 50 cents for no Coke. Right, the painting shows for the nieces. Rocket. Made a good call there. Go back and do the kind of like white stripes. One of those photos I saw, but at the same time, yeah, I'm not sure if I really want to put that much detail into these things. I'm sure that's the kind of model I'm willing to spend a lot more time on. Or does it resemble the thing that it is? Done. Move on. Good enough. That's my motto. If from across a 6x3 table you can identify the unit, then you did a good job. That's the measure of my Star Wars Legion painting success. Now the heroes, like the leaders and stuff, definitely take all those things. You should. They're your leader. Joey Snowtrooper, who's gonna be on the board for 5 minutes before Getting killed. Yeah. Learn to not get killed, and I'll paint you down. It's his fault. Yeah, in some games, these guys don't last too. First couple volleys from another unit, a vehicle or artillery thing, they're gone, just absolutely gone. You set them on the table, you're like, oh, look at that, isn't that nice? I painted them really well. Oh. And done. And done. My son has that problem with all the clone troopers that are painted up. They're all the same. Doesn't want any of them to die. So he has a horrible time figuring out which one's which and which one to take off the battlefield first when his unit takes a wound. So just grab one. Are we done with boots? Oh, thank God!
That's it! We did it!
We did it!
I might just quickly do the hoses, the flame hoses. This shouldn't take long. I have one, more than one. 3 flame units. Check. He also, I think, has a standard backpack with no hoses. Make sure I don't actually doesn't. I don't have to make sure I don't paint the ground. I'll just put snow on it. Just cover my mistakes with snow. Using speed paint for this to just kind of make sure it goes into the ripples. Gives a little bit of texture. The amount of paint I put on the brush just kind of flowed through the grooves down to the bottom of it, but it's not doing that. I don't like a wrap, but something like wrap. what it's gonna look underneath these bottles. And I'll never look there ever again. And tomorrow we're playing Starfield again. I feel like we're getting closer to the end of this game, dude. Just not sure if I need to push towards the end or if the game's gonna force me to, get good before I go against like whatever bad guy is at the end. Do I need to hit a milestone first or just game understanding those quests? I can't go to it. Some games are weird. You can do it, but I don't recommend it. So we'll see how that goes. Got to do a couple more things, I think, and then I'm go after the big bad. Gives it a little bit of difference. It's not black. But you're welcome to watch tomorrow. Actually, it's both Wednesday and Thursday kind of video game stream days. So any day, you can join me on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Whatever I'm doing. Flavor of the week game we're doing. Finished the Baldur's Gate 3 run. We were doing Final Fantasy Tactics, the new version. But I found that was really difficult to engage with. So I switched over to Starfield. Had a lot more fun with that one. Ooh, I almost dropped this thing. That'd be about a second moment. Except for Starfield, I don't know what's next. Figure that one out. I actually thought about doing the Gloomhaven board game, video game. Because I know that board game I feel would be kind of difficult to play. On Fridays. But the video game is supposed to be like one-to-one presentation of the board game to do pretty much anything. So that could be fun. I'm not sold on that. Again, until I know how far I am to the finale of the game I'm playing. Too much planning ahead. And I haven't spent hardly any time in WoW's new Midnight expansion. Playing the Burning Crusade Anniversary server. Leveling up at a really slow pace. nice casual pace where I do more fishing than questing. I did just a bunch of fishing this weekend while I was in between games, or just like right about to fall asleep. And threw my stuff up on the auction house. Woke up a lot of money. That was fun. Since I just paid for my first mount, my level 30 mount in TBC. It's 30. Thinking 30 gold plus 10 gold for the mount. I got exactly that when I hit 30. Oh man. I'm destitute. Fishing just for fun. Now I feel better. 40 gold in my pocket after just wouldn't even say an hour fishing. So that's a max. Trying to get the not even fish, not even get the fish, get the chests, the floating wreckage and stuff. It's making me a fortune. When things say things like yes, definitely. Pull up the rolls, Winston. I think I'll go for a ride today. Yes. Hunter. And it's not as fun as I remember. Did a hunter on a vanilla server. Max. And yeah. Just doing the whole relearning all your pets' skills and stuff again. It's like a chore and a half. Yeah, being a hunter in retail is stupid easy. Doing stuff. Making my day. We had to go get arrows to shoot. Yikes. Alright, pose is done. Backpack's next, right? This will be a little bit easier to throw on. Using the song Uniform Gray. I think that should be. Don't want to go much gray. I'm going to go dark enough to discern it off the backs. Let's not do this first. Form a line. Light enough that the wash that we did can come a little bit here. I'm not gonna do this a tad too thick here. It would be nice if you stayed on your darn cap. Yeah, that. I just want it like that. Nothing too dark. Stay on the base. I don't know. Gonna have to complain to one of my kids. They're the ones that help me with the base. Super tack. Got a big road trip coming up for spring break. And all the cool entertainment ideas I had last time with our last road trip didn't really work. They still hated each other when they were on the road trip. My kids. You gotta find something to do together or separate from the road. Fuck the rest of us. This last time I tried the Switch, right? I had one of those TV monitor, not TV monitor, just portable monitors in the back. Little band doesn't have any built-in stuff. Chips not to do that. So I gotta come up with something because they hated the Switch because somebody always was picking the wrong game or something. Oh my gosh. Bunch of squabblers. Can't be happy. Just keep it simple. Give them a book. Stare out the window. Lucky. My wife loves driving long, boring roads. Stuff that puts me to sleep. So I get to be child entertainment officer. Making sure everybody gets something to do, everybody's happy. Break up the squabbles. Make sure all the electronics are working. It's a good job. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what do I do this time. My biggest has her phone, and she used an entire month's worth of data strip on the car ride to our destination, which was, I thought, hilarious. You get the alert on your phone. So it's used 100% of their data, or not 80% of their data. It'd be like, oh, how? What were you doing? This time, my second oldest might also if Fune. He's got a phone, just he's Wi-Fi only. We gotta behave with it. Failing miserably probably is a better way to put it. But it's not necessarily anything new, just a phone. Having your paint thinned out really heavily. Should get this buffer still give you enough color. Probably putting your pigment down on these guys. And when these are dry, I'll put like a red light or a blue light on them. A couple buttons or something, just to more detail. Actually, I think I have an image of the lights from the Empire Strikes Back, like which parts of the backpack were illuminated with a light. So I'll make sure to check that out. I need to finish my White Dragon that I had on stream. I need to finish that for my D&D game. That probably is what I do before my lizards, my dewbacks. Because I think that has a little bit more pressing priority. What else I have left to do? Lots of detail that I've mentioned. You need to do its horns on its head, its eyes. Figure out what else. Because I want to be able to use it proxy for like a blue or a white dragon, or just an ice dragon in general. To get too crazy on pigments details. Perfect. Aziz keeping the sucker focused. Yeah, he's not doing too good. Way to go, Aziz. Still have to figure out what I'm going for St. Pat's. I gotta figure out if my mates are doing anything. I know it's so late in the game. Avoid every place that's going to be plastic Irish. Avoid all green beer. Anybody that's wearing light up necklaces. Avoid any establishment that has the word shamrock and a four-leaf clover as the art. That's just a slap in the face. One sin. Curious if McDonald's fixed their Shamrock Shake this year. It's their #1 public enemy in my book. Clovers, that's the art for their Shamrock Shake. So I stick to like the local pubs. Anybody that can afford a good Guinness. We got a couple here in Indianapolis. Of course, that usually means they're incredibly busy. Watch out. I think Pants is on a weekday. It's a weekday. Figure out what the heck I'm doing. Am I going out at all, or am I doing some St. Pat's themed theme even? Not sure about alcohol consumption on Twitch. That doesn't mean I have to drink and it's of course. Actually, I've been thinking about doing a kind of a watch along with the Public Barons whole team qualifier for the Cup coming up. It's a couple weeks from now. Sure as heck don't want to be video game. I'll be watching the game. So maybe I'll do a little just chatting stream for watching. Hear me scream in agony or rejoice. Reach out. Making good time on the backpacks. I'm thinking about how am I going to do things like Conan board game. I'm doing all the bash painting for that. Somebody brought up like you could try like slap chop type, just get it done quick type stuff instead of use that ability to do special stuff. I don't know. I'll have to experiment with some quick bench painting processes. Maybe that could be a fun little stream element for us. Figure out what to do with that. Prediction kind of thing. I don't do typically a lot of batch painting on this. It's very quick. Typically, if anything, I'll do units, just 7 things. Once you get to the 12, 22, and then we can talk in batch painting process. closer. I think after the backpacks, we'll take another break. I'm worried about my my equipment out in the rain. Not that I'm going to be wearing it, anytime soon. I'm going to take a break for maybe a week or so before I jump back into hockey. I know we got a tournament the first weekend of May. Then otherwise, just be doing Friday early morning skates. Sticking brutal. It's 6 a.m. to 7:30. Oh, it's so early. It's so early. But I don't know, keeps me moving. $20 isn't that bad. Bucks time. It's not bad. I'm sure I can come up with some other ways to spend $20, but better ways? I don't know about that. Besides just saving it and investing it. Like, okay. Yeah, I could do a better way. Oh, I hear something. It sounded like a cloud with an empty stomach. Uh-oh. I might have to go check before I'm finished. What do we got? 1, 2, 5 backpacks. 5 backpacks. Closer. Every brush stroke gets you closer. But again, without the whoops. Anybody else watch Formula One this weekend? After working on a bunch of us came over to my place, watched the game. It's qualifying. Oh boy. I'm safe to talk, but it's been a couple days. Oh, special. So special. Yellow bus to school special. Gonna be very interesting. Interesting is not a good word in my vocabulary. Certainly was not expecting the weekend to be like that. I know there's some drivers that feel the same way. Anybody else watch it? Because that was something else. new part of me likes the new, like, what is it, active arrow. You know, I like it better than traditional DRS. I think this is active a little bit more. Oh, what's up, Necro? Welcome, welcome, man. Where are those red witches? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, no way. You know, it'd help. It would help if I put my mic back on. So where were you on that one? Yeah, apparently that's my day. It's a Monday. Yeah, where are my red witches? What have you done for me lately? Yeah, thanks for the mic tip, man. We're a community, we work together. I am finishing up the backpacks on my little snow troopers. And then I'm gonna take myself a quick siesta to make sure my hockey equipment's not getting rained on. Because I don't need it washed again. Again. Well, your support is worth it. I appreciate it, man. Just with you finishing your lion, it's like, well, now what am I gonna do? Can't yell at him about his lion no mo. Thought it was cool you did the same kind of paint job I did with the color scheme. With the gray, kind of whitish gray line. The last couple lions I've seen are all that kind of style. So you and I are not unique, unfortunately. But ours look good! Yeah, simple as mine is, I'm really pleased with it. Alright, now all those guys are done, and I'm gonna take my mic off again. Because now, like I said, after we're done with the backpacks, we're gonna take a little break. Check on my hockey equipment, then what are we gonna do next? What is next? Could probably do the flames. Probably do the flames. I can't do the lights on the backpacks till they dry. Not really sure what's left for these guys. What else do I need to do on these? We got the lights on the backpack. Did their boots. Oh, the satchels on the sides. I need to go back and do the satchels on the sides. That shouldn't take long at all. And then it's time to do some of this stuff. Ooh. Fancy, fancy. Flower night for the paint along. My flower night is on the basic base, the regular 50 mil. It's not anything fancy at all. So I gotta cut it off that because everything else is on a cool base. I'm gonna have to move it to a new base. Same with my dung beetle night. What else? I think I have one more mod. Oh, Manhunter. Manhunter is also on a really crappy base, just a 50 mil blank. So once I rebase those three and prime them, I'll be ready to start painting on those, but... What else? Lion Knight is based and primed. Atlas is primed. Although its base is just going to have snow sprinkles on it. It's not going to be anything fancy there. I don't think everything else is downstairs. Alright, well, give me a few. I'm going to go check on that, that weather. And get some new paint, or new paint water. And I will be back. Chill out. Don't go nowhere. I'll be back. You're talking the... Not the billowing stuff, but you're talking like right around the front of the monster. I wanted to show you this. Here's the Till Death Do Us Part base. It has a very similar effect. Very similar effect to the Gigalion base. Faces with swoosh, whatever the heck you want to call it. You know, billowing wind, dust, something. So you're not talking about making this look liquid. You're talking about making like something like the actual under look wet. Do I comprehend? Something like that. Get back in there. And I have to ask you, since you said you had this before, is this supposed to be settlement event sized card stock? This thing's massive. I thought it was just going to be innovation sized. So, to my surprise, I get some giant stinking card. Yeah, it's huge. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I know my backpacks canonly are grayer than what they're supposed to be. But I'm okay with that. Now I think we're going to be doing... Yeah, we'll do the flame. Do the flames. Let me find a officer here. So, what I gotta do next are, well, of course they're covered on the officer. Come on, there's gotta be somebody who's not got them covered. Okay, this guy, fine. So if you look at this guy, Aziz. Aziz. Yay, thank you, Aziz. So these little things, there are 3 little buttons here that are red. There's one red, one black. And then on the back, there's a black and a red little button here, or light, or whatever. And besides that, I think these guys might be getting close to Dunsies. Let's start working on the flames then. All right, everybody should know by now what my recipe is for flames. Working our way out from the nozzle to the end. We have fresh fire, then a redder fire, rich oxygenated, and then carbonating like dark edges. So it'll be this way. So yellow, orange, red, and then black towards the top and tips. And these are typically like a wet blendy kind of thing, so I should probably shake it up. Sorry about that. You guys wouldn't like that noise in your ear, so I'll mute myself. Alright, what's the over-under on me spilling one of these pots? Alright, there's always a risk. And it's high. It's very high. Prepare for Bob Saget. Prepare, Shep. I could probably do all the yellows. Batch the fire as well. Why not? And there's no perfect way to do this. I just need it to stay wet. Wow, my dog is barking today. You angry? I don't even know if you guys can hear that, but he's going after something. There's a squirrel or something. And he is on... Oh, he's on a freaking warpath to scare it away. Stab that off. So we do, what's this called? Bad Moon Yellow first. And I do Gryph-hound Orange next. Trying to get it in there. And I'm okay with it mixing and any of it draining in towards the yellow. Just this whole wet blending bit. As long as the demarcation lines get kind of blurred. And the further away it's not going to burn as rich. It'll burn more red and more black. I might not even put any black on this guy. Short stuff. Just leave this guy just red. And just tabletop quality here, ain't going fancy. I think having these resin bits on them are fancy enough. But you do have to make sure that they blend into each other. So pulling the orange forward, pulling the red back. Making sure those colors flow. And the same will go for the red and the black. I might need to get a little bit more orange on that one. Go back and do the orange. Not enough orange in here. Then cap it off with carbon-rich blackness at the ends. But you really have to mix this in. Don't want it to dry too quickly. It might not look so great. It just gives you the idea that it's combusting and is finishing its life cycle. Well, that's it. That's all you gotta do. Keep it simple, stupid. No need to overcomplicate things. Yeah, you gotta torch them out of their stinking rat holes. Yep. I know they're hiding in there. Actually, after going and checking on my equipment, I forgot to stinking get new wool to... I'll be right back. The flamer's job is basically blast, keyword blast. So basically, bad guys that are getting targeted by the flamer units don't get cover. And anybody that is like in line of sight of the flame unit, like there's more damage. The more that they can see, the more that they can mow down, the more damage you can do to that unit. So yeah, there we go. So those are my little flame guys. Super simple. And that's all just with contrast paints. So the Bad Moon Yellow blended to Gryph-hound Orange, blended to Ball Red, and then, you know, blended into Black Templar. Easy. Easy. I wonder if those backpacks are dry enough. Can always go straight to the chest piece instead, I guess. Actually, which ones are black? There are black lights and there are red lights on these things. The red light is the left, black light is the right. Is it the same on the back? Black is on the right. I'll do all the black ones first. Hoist. Yeah, if you can catch like a group of bad guys out, well, you know, perception, right? I am a good guy. So if I could catch the bad guys, that rebel scum out in the open, yeah, it's bad. It's bad for them. Good for me, bad for them. Okay. Dang it, I just got it on my finger like an idiot. But I'm not good. You know what, you go over there. You're in timeout. Yeah, I did a flamer unit from before, and so now I have 4 units. This is my 4th unit of snow troopers that I've done. I think I mentioned that before, where I had one kind of hand-me-down. I bought like a used pack, and then these guys came from a battle force. So I've got way too many stinking snow troopers, but I was talking to my friend the other day. He's like, you can never have too many. It's like, yeah, go convince my wife that. You may be able to convince yours. I don't know about mine. So they each have a black mark, black light or some kind of panel on their chest. Each one of them has one on the back. Yeah, we are getting closer to getting these stinking snowies. Dunsies! That makes me very happy. Makes me very happy. You can have anybody be Revan as long as they're wearing a mask. But, I guess? Maybe? Are you just trying to match their face to the KOTOR #1, like, generic face? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, maybe? I think a lot of people could play that. I think that would be an excellent story to have. Is stinking KOTORs on the big screen. So great. Of course, I don't know. I don't know. I'd rather have the Mara Jade, you know, like Timothy Zahn books on screen before I'd see KOTOR. I don't know. That's a personal preference. I don't think anybody's wrong. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I do like Keanu. I do like Keanu, so anything that gets him in a Star Wars movie, sure, I'd probably be down for. There's a cinematic sub-question to that is, and I remember this topic coming up with Pauly Shore, like, you know, like he's just like, I can't find any movies to be in. I can't find any movies to be in. Just get me in as a like an extra or somebody. And they explained it to him like, well, we're worried about you breaking immersion in any film you're in, because like, imagine him in Braveheart as an extra, or, you know, any movie, like our movie where like everybody's running to the scene, and then out of the corner of your eye you're like, oh shit, that's Pauly Shore. Like, your immersion just is gone. Like, would Keanu in a Star Wars movie break immersion? I mean, that the answer would be a yes. So I don't know. I don't know about that. Would he be good? Oh, I'm sure he would. Would it break my immersion? It sure would. So I like fresh faces in Star Wars films. Oh, I have absolutely no idea who would play Great Mara. It would have to be a nobody. Again, for that same reason. Mara Jade is such a badass character. The whole idea of the Emperor's Hand stuff is awesome. Yeah, isn't that funny? Like the whole Pauly Shore bit, it's just like, you know, like you would know who it is immediately. You'd be like, oh shit, that's Pauly Shore. Even if he's got face paint on and is running with an axe, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's Pauly Shore. This movie is a movie. Like I'm out. I've lost it. It's funny as hell. So right now I'm going through and getting all these guys' lights and buttons and stuff. One black on the back, one black on the front. Assuming I can reach it. Some of these guys I can. Yeah, Famke actually would, you know, that's really, that's pretty, man, she would fit really well, wouldn't she? I don't know how, I hate saying this, how old is she now, though? Because you gotta have somebody spry, right? You gotta have somebody young. So I'm not sure if that pulls her name out of the hat. Casting has always been a neat little thing for me, like the people that are in charge of casting for movies and stuff. I think that's such a really cool job. But man, you can butcher a film just as easily as make a stinking Oscar-winning film with casting. So it's a tough job. Yeah, it was. I think that was when he was doing the TV series, like Minding the Store, where he was like trying to do more reality TV stuff, and he was talking about how he hasn't been able to get back into Hollywood because, you know, there are no more Pauly Shore characters, you know, in movies, or he's aged out of the ones like from other movies. You know, like Superbad would have been a perfect kind of Pauly Shore movie if he was younger. But yeah, it's just like, no, everybody will know you, everybody will recognize you instantly. You'll ruin our movie. Not by any real fault of your own acting ability or whatever. It's just people will see you and be like, oh, hey. Oh shit, that's Pauly Shore. Come on, Aziz. Keep looking at the finished ones. There we go, bud. After this, I think I'll be... Did I get everybody? The black? I think so. Time for red. A lot more red than there was black. think I need my multi-tool. Oh man, we're getting closer and closer to finishing these, team. Alright, so the red ones on the front are this one. And then these three right here. I don't think I can get that top one. Because of this belt. Then he's got the one stripe on the back. Dunsies. At least with that guy. And then of course we all have the snow stuff to do, so we're not truly done. Well, he certainly aged out of a lot of stuff, Pauly Shore did. With just the fact that he lost his darn hair, right? Wasn't his hair like his big thing? He had a big fro of hair. Now he's bald. Lost his calling card besides his little weird noises he would make. And don't get me wrong, I love Pauly Shore. I think it's silly. I mean, I actually see more Pauly Shore now than I ever did. Because he's the voice of, like, one of the Goofy's kid, Max's friend. So, like, the Goofy movie and stuff, like, he's the voice of that guy. So I hear him all the time. Oh, he's mega bald now, it's not... So he's a Disney actor, voice actor. I don't know if he does it anymore, because I think all these things are from the 90s, but... My kids watch him, so... When I walk in the room, I'm like, did I just hear Pauly Shore? Like, what? Well, I gotta run in the room quick, because I don't think my kids are supposed to be watching anything. Oh, it's just Goofy. Like, no one in here should be watching Biodome. Ooh, can I get under his arm? Am I gonna paint everything red? Oh, that wasn't so bad. And we're still making progress. I'm liking it. That probably wasn't as pretty as it could have been. Ooh, that's a lot. Are you building something right now, Necro, or are you working on one of your other jobs, paint jobs? Oh, I forgot to do this guy's black. Goodness gracious, set him aside. If anybody has a suggestion on what I should be painting next, feel free to drop it in the comments or a DM or something. Let me know what you think I should be doing next. See if I can find something. Oh, not quite Bob Saget worthy, but wah wah. Still have this giant tray of stinking Star Wars I gotta work on. At least make progress towards. I feel pretty good after I knock out these 22 guys. But I have like 2 or 3 units of those Geonosian bugs that I've got to do. I've got riot troopers galore. Those guys should be really easy. Those riot troopers are pretty cool. I did a little kit bashing with some of mine as far as stances and whatnot. Like my favorite one is this guy right here. Took a ATRT Rebel driver and grabbed one of my K2SO droids and made it look like he's slamming him up against a wall or something. I'm looking forward to paint this one. I'll have to put probably a little weight. It stands, but it tips over quite easily. But yeah, that one's gonna be friggin' awesome. Got the idea from the Andor series. Dude, my backlog. I don't know. I have a backlog. I have a forelog. Nothing is past due. I don't like seeing it that way. That's a bad word. That implies you're behind, right? A wizard is never behind in painting. Ooh, this is a tough one to get to. Actually, I did a pretty good job with that one. Yay! Like, that's fine. As far as KDM, I sent you the list, or my lists on Discord. It's a huge list, but when you think about all the ones I've already painted, it's not that big, actually. Considering how much I have, it feels like. But Star Wars, everything that I haven't... Ooh, I was gonna say everything I haven't painted is on that tray, and that is not correct. That is not correct, as that would be a blatant lie. I still have plenty of stuff that isn't built. But I also have some vehicles. I've got 2 AT-STs that I need to do. I have 2 AT-STs I gotta get done. I've got an AAT tank for the droids that I gotta get done. I mean, gotta get done. What am I saying? Gotta. That sounds like there's a deadline that I would like to have painted eventually. Eventually. I have those Mandalorians. There's some Mandalorians I didn't get painted. Oh, the Death Watch guys. That's what it is. All the Darth Maul black and red ones. That's so far down my list, though, because they're not Imperial or droid armies. My Merc army is way down the pecking order. Way down the pecking order. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Including the two trucks, the party buses that I have, or Mercs. I bought 2 because I'm going to do a special project for both of them. The first one I'm going to be turning into, and I've already got the 3D printed materials and everything, I just have to start building it, is the Eagle 5 Lone Stars Winnebago from Spaceballs. So I'm going to make that in Star Wars Legion. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And then I have the EM50. I'm going to make an EM50 Urban Assault Vehicle from Stripes. So those are the 2 party buses that I am making. And I think that'll be really fun to do on channel when those get up the priority ladder. Just so much. Alright, so I got 8 billion of these little dudes. These little Geonosian bugs. I got just loads of these little K2 droids. or whatever they are, KX, whatever. I've got 3. This is all just stuff that has just never been painted. It's just been gray. Still need to do the rest of the zenithal on my Screaming Lope. It's embarrassing how much stuff I gotta do. It's embarrassing. But hey, there's always somebody worse than you when it comes to your pile of gray, your pile of shame. I am definitely not the worst that I've ever seen. The fact that I'm actively painting mine puts me a step above the next guy who is not. Alright, so I'm calling these guys pretty much done except for snow, right? Right? I think so. I feel like it. I feel like the only thing left to do is snow. Am I wrong? Did I say something else and just forget it? I am very good at that. But, yeah. Being just table topsies, I don't care. Alright, I want to take a look at the snow. So this is AK Terrain's snow. I am not sponsored by anybody, so all this stuff is my own money. My own personal feedback. Based on the product itself. That is really fluffy snow. So that is going to be for like snow drifts and things of that nature. That is definitely a different texture than I thought this was going to be. Let me go grab some tools. Popsicle sticks, all that fun stuff. Putty pushers. I have any toothpicks? Don't think. Oh, there's one. Well, you want to? Yeah. So you're talking this one, the lizard, the dewback. These are going to be fun because I'll get to play with all sorts of greens and browns on this one. Leather straps. This actually should be going real fast with speed paints. I don't really need to do any fancier. Sheesh. Ugh. All right, so this is more for snowbanks, which could probably put that up against the little box. Like drift up against the box, the power box, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure it's got a fancy name. Then let's open the snow sprinkles. This is the thing that I've been wanting the most. That's my other dog impression. Oh, what an interesting texture. Huh. What is that? I'm curious how this... Does it say how it's recommended to apply. That's almost like just a glue, like a deep glue. Used to achieve ultra-realistic thin layers of snow, which is what I need for my bases. Snowspeaker is a versatile product. Combines perfectly with snow terrain. Yeah. Thin layers can be diluted with water or a thinner to improve flow. Use a spatula or old brush. Yep, that's what I'm gonna be doing. Old brush for me. Let's get going on that because I want it. I want it now, Brooking. I want it now. I just go straight from the lid. I wonder how it dries. All right, let's play with this a little bit here. I mean, if you can, yo Aziz, zoom in on that. All right, look at that ice. So this is the ice base that we've been working on, team. This is the one that we painted light blue, and we put the Winterfall crackle paint on, and now we're gonna be adding our snow stuff to it. There is no wrong answer to where this should go, but I'm kind of thinking just sparse it out, right? Or space it out, so space it out sparsely. Good God. What time is it? I'm about done. I don't know how to simulate footprints, really, right? Otherwise, I would create like little walking footprints behind them because that'd be pretty stinking cool. Maybe pushing it up against their boots. Making it look like they're walking in it. Walking in some good snow. Yeah, that looks freaking awesome. Yes, it's like a frost-encrusted ice sheet they're on. Man, I'm digging that. Holy cow, I'm so excited that these guys finished and looking fine. And look at that, so it looks like it even gets kind of pulled into, if you push it, and drag it across, it gets pulled into the cracks from the crackle paint. So it really makes the cracks pop. Man, that is so cool. Let's see if I can't, zoom in a little bit on this one. Do you see that? Look at that. Look how it goes into the cracks. That's wicked cool. What a nice combo effect, right? Man, couldn't ask for better than that. Some of these guys I'll put a little bit heavier on, but I think I might just do the whole drag across the cracks look for a lot of these. Dang. Oh, wow. That's a better result than I really was expecting. Yeah, not on the side of the base, on the base, Egypt. I wonder if putting like some like ice on the top of their axe makes any sense. I don't know if I need to go that far, right? Yeah, let's keep it simple. Non-competition pieces get non-competition time spent on them. Fantastic. Yeah, man, it's definitely making these bases pop even more than I thought they would. Dang, I mean, just pulling it right across the cracks. Jeez, that is so cool. Oh, man, that made my day. It just made my day. Some of these guys have a couple itty bitty accidentes on them, like this guy has some brown boot paint that got on the ice sheet. I'll just add a little bit more. Yeah, it looks like you don't even have to be fancy, you just be dragging it straight across the base and it just collects, you know, pulls. And having even just a little pile here or there, make it look real nice. Yeah. Actually, well, so let's not use this then for now. I'll probably use some of this on the big guys, but not the little guys. Not so snowdrifty, but works. It is mucking up my brush quite a bit though. So do not use something that's nice. Don't use a nice brush. Use a crappy kid's watercolor brush or something. Which I have plenty of. Yeah, it definitely wants to stay on the brush. Doesn't appear to have any real wrong way of applying it. It's just as long as it looks random as hell, it looks fine. man, it's looking so good. Sorry, I keep dropping it down. I'll keep it higher. Actually, I gotta rinse this thing out. This is awful. You know what, actually, let me try applying it with something else, just to do some tests. Let's try... Now I know that will prevent it from getting in the cracks, but whatever. For science! I don't like it. No, sir. I don't like it. I definitely have less control. I mean, it'll look good because it's random. It didn't get into the ice or the cracks. This is more for Hulk smash application. And yeah, like the bigger the tool for the other snow stuff. What about a toothpick? I could get good application with a toothpick, perhaps? Actually, no. No, actually, absolutely not. Unless you're trying to push it up against something. At least it makes it a little bit higher, like it creates lumps and things. But I prefer the brush right now, at least for these small bases. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this sprinkle stuff. I just hope I don't use the whole dang bottle. Yeah, of course I painted my croc. I put that in for Gen Con last year. Remember the whole flintless, you know, shenanigans? I got a little unhappy for a moment based on their feedback, but I understand. It's about presentation. So I submitted my croc on a regular stand. I didn't add a plinth or any other display type, you know, riser. And they gave me, like, they took away loads of points because my croc wasn't on a plinth. I'd have gotten a silver medal if they said my croc was on a plinth. Like, really? I mean, I know that's part of presentation, but it's nothing to do with the painting of it. Give me a break. So I was a little bung hurt for, you know, a couple hours. Then I realized it, whatever. They're not wrong. Take it as a lesson learned. Look at that, I love this. This randomness of the snow and everything. I did an albino croc. And I had a cool little resin pour underneath, like a river underneath him, like an actual river, with a body in his mouth, and it was limbless, and the limbs had started to sink to the bottom of the little, I don't know, stream or whatever the heck he was. Maybe it's like a standing water pool. And different layers of blood billowing. It was a really cool effect I did. I really liked it. I should have some photos up on Lantern's Reign if you wanted to go see what I did. That's, and for anybody else who's listening, that's the Kingdom Death Discord, Lantern's Reign. But at the end of the day, I was not the only one who was unhappy with their miniatures, like, judging results, and mine was by far not the worst of the perceived slights. So I stopped worrying about it, because I'm like, after all, whatever, I like it. It's not like the Gen Con Painters competition holds like some kind of weight, like that's how you become an astronaut, you gotta win the Gen Con painting competition. Like, oh crap, I want to be an astronaut. They put on a good event there, I like it. The MHE group, that is. Okay, I definitely think it needs to be a little wetter. And I know this, I'm playing from the cap here. So just keep that in mind if you're trying this. I think it needs to be wet. Not dry. Oh yeah, it's so much easier when it's wet like that. Let's get a bit more snow right there. I wonder how long it takes to set. What colors did I do? That's a really great sticky question. I'll see if I can remember. A lot of grays, a lot of gray gradients to white, almost to like an ivory in some places, but it was mostly gray gradients. I'm trying to remember if there were any specific colors I had, like actual paint colors. Did a little bit of red highlighting. Yeah, go check out the Lantern's Reign Croc Discord. Or little, what's it called? Showcase. You'll see it. Sorry if I can't find the words for my painting. And if you want specific paints, I'll just have to go back and see what the heck I did. I actually don't log that. That's something maybe I should log. For those exact questions. Oh, this stuff is fantastic. Like, so if you've got snow on your boots, it stays. Like, if you're trying to get that whole like snow on his boots look, that's fantastic. Thought you already painted your croc, or you're just curious. I could have sworn you already painted yours. Who am I thinking of? But I based it on like 2 layers of cork to create the stream effect, like the water pooling effect below. 2 or 3 layers of cork, creating a trench kind of thing. Did several different layer pours of resin and body parts. That blood pour was a lot of fun. Because you know, like when blood gets in water, you know, it's thick and red and then it billows out and then kind of dissipates and stuff. So I tried to duplicate that as best as possible. I think I did a good job. I think I did a good job. And that's all that matters. I know, I'm still blown away by how well these two products are working together. The crackle paint and the snow sprinkles. Seeing a lot of reds with gray highlights, but mine was gray with red, and I liked that. I like having stuff that's different. I like being different. I like being unique. This is the guy who painted all his snow troopers exactly what they look like in the movie. You're full of shit. This guy's fake, boo! I haven't really seen any other ones that are not red. Like when people were talking about mine, they're like, his is the albino one. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'm the only one who's done albino, and then I've seen a couple others. Alright, I think I'm probably gonna do the snowdrift stuff first, and then go with the sprinkles everywhere else. I'm gonna want to put some... Alright, so here's one of the things I've been seeing with the sprinkles, is that you put them like up in the like holes and recesses, like it's been blown, like the snow that's been blown onto the area, not like drifted or like it's fallen snow, but it's like been like blown like snow. So I'm tempted to just pack it in here and put like a mound in front of that to really show you that it, like, maybe the wind is coming from this direction. It's a thought. It's a thought. I have thoughts once in a while. They occasionally show up. Do I mix this? It's like melted mallows. Look at this. It's like... It's just the weirdest consistency. It's so not what I thought it would be. Like, just not what I thought it was going to be. I'm worried about it being too dopey, dumb to apply the way I want it. It's so frustrating. Let's try it this way. Oh, jeez, okay, so see exactly what I mean. That, like, snowdrift. Seriously, Aussies. There we go. Trying to get it to... Come on, get down. Trying to get it to naturally. There we go. All right, yeah, that's what I wanted. Put a little bit on the corner here. Get wrapped around a little bit or something. Yeah, that looks like a snowdrift, like a snowbank, right? Let's put some around his feet. Maybe even like right around the cord. I don't know if I'm overdoing it here. I think that's probably good enough, though. And all this stuff is brand new. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to settle. But I think that is not consistent across. I gotta remember where the... It's like OSL, remembering where the wind is coming from. Oh yeah, it's probably good enough. I'm thinking the same thing with this one, maybe from the side. Yeah, let's do it from the side. It just looks like somebody melted a bunch of marshmallows. Oh, dang it. I messed up my perfectly placed drip. I think that's good enough. I'm concentrating so much. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, everybody. Trying not to really mess up here like that. Oh, that actually ended up looking a lot better than what I thought it would. That snowdrift right there. I think the other one I'm gonna have to get the toothpick. There we go. I'm not doing it around the people. I'm gonna do the ice, you know, the sprinkle stuff around the people. The people, I'm assuming, could lift their feet and let the snow drift past them. But the machine and stuff, I'm expecting piled high snow with the winds. All in all, though, I'm pretty happy with these new products. Alright, we're gonna use this to pull out the cracks. And I have to make sure I don't do what I just did. And that is put the ice stuff into the snowbank. Whoops. Whoops. You know, let's put up some up against this guy. It's kind of bent over here. Against his shoe. This guy's bending down, collecting it. Yeah, I like that. Alright, who else is thinking I did a good job besides me, myself, and I? I'm very pleased. And I can still see, and this is the important part, I can still see the little targeting lines. On the base. I don't have to worry about that. Oops. Alright, I like what I did over on that other one. Getting ice and stuff on the box here. Probably should get some on the gun too. The battery's got some, the gun's got to have some. Put it up in these recesses where it can stick from the wind. Yes. All right, now we're talking. And with that, I'm calling it. I'm calling it Dunsies. With 15 minutes left to spare. How do you like them apples? Not without issues today, especially mic issues, but thanks Necro for telling me I sound like crap. Alright, so we got 2 emplacement guys, 2 E-webs, and then a plethora. Would you say I have a plethora of snowies? You're so guapo. Done. Get that nice deep breath. Oh my goodness. There we go. I'll do oh my goodness. All right, so next week, yeah, we're gonna have to do like a poll or something for figuring out what is next week. What is to do next week? We've got 3 of these suckers. 3 of these little lizards. They're already primed. What else? Actually, what do I have already primed on this tray? I got a little Jedi proxy. We've kind of been putting on the back burner every week. Got 3 of these lizards. Got all of their riders. What else is primed? I don't think anything else is primed as far as what's on my tray. So I'm gonna say lizards. I'm gonna say lizards. Because I think these are gonna look real cool. And I will have to find ways to slightly vary them. You know, like whether one's like really bright green, one's a little dark green, maybe one's got a little brown in them. They do have a lot of fun features, like their harness, you know, teeth, eyes. These look like fur patches. I can really vary them with, you know, the bedroll and the satchels. You know, I could just do like a red, green, and a blue satchel to really just separate them like very easily to identify them. And yeah, that's it. Snowies complete.
That's it! We did it!
We did it!
That's a load of plastic off my stinking to-do list. Ah, that feels good. All right, so tomorrow and the next day we're still going to be in Starfield, which is but it's the Genesis Star Wars Genesis mod pack. It's the total conversion mod pack of the Bethesda game Starfield. So the next 2 days we're going to do that. I don't know, maybe we'll wrap that game up this week. I don't know. And then Friday we'll play another really poorly managed game of Elder Scrolls Betrayal of Second Era, where I will attempt to try my best to not 5 XP again so badly. So I will have to come up with a way to edit that so it's not so bad when I put that thing to YouTube. But that's it for me. 5 XP. And I will catch you guys tomorrow and the next day and the next. But, alright. Enjoy yourself. Go paint some minis, guys. See you later.